in service to many. It is raining, and I could not get my torch lit. I could not get my torch alight.
This one I was gonna stream. Oh, it's the friction with me, man. I decided I was gonna delete Titus Secundus, and it he's a fun character, but the last few days of doing he's not the character I ultimately want to play right now. I was being more stoic. I like it. Yeah, we're playing Nord. I'm super quiet.
Let's see if that helps. Does that help?
Is that better?
Yeah, I cannot wait to buy a new mic. The time comes. I am Uutdrig Halfsone. I am Uutdrig Halfsone. Stoic in nature, softly spoken, yet stern. Yeah, I was also facing away from the mic a little bit there. Yeah, but good morning. We're gonna do, make the character get a vibe for it. Maybe roleplay with somebody else. And see Nord. And see how they might respond. I am a Nord. Remember the way I ought to speak. Hell yeah. We'll leave his background story a mystery. For now. Uutdrig, son of Uutdrig. I wander the hills. I wander these hills. Perhaps I am resigned to traveling in hopes to find what I need. I don't know how to change the mapping of any of the buttons. Yeah, welcome. Oh yeah, I forgot I changed the name of this character. No, he's just not using it. I could not get it to a light in this weather. I cannot get it to light in this weather. Chat, this is Uutdrig, son of the Halfsone. Though my father died before he could tell me the meaning of my ancestry or my bloodline. But I know what it means to be a Nord still. I wanted to play somebody more stoic. I prefer this type, anyhow. Besides, I think people are not ready for a witty character just yet. They might confuse insult. Personally, out of character, I figured I might manage to play somebody maybe easier to understand. I'm a warrior at heart, trained in the two-handed axe, as my father was, and his father as well, and his father. What I need to get used to is the cadence I wish to speak with this character, and his phrasing. And he does not wish to mince many words. Straight to the point. Or a perfect metaphor for the situation. Softly spoken until angered like a bear. He is a man at this age who best serves. Perhaps one day I might lead. But some would say I'm more of a simple man. Misjudge me for the quiet, calm air I give. Mistake it for wisdom or not. It is hard to say. How many people are even online right now at this hour? At this hour? There are 16 people online. Squid Baby, good morning. My goal is, I think I wanted to play a much more serious character, even though my other character is serious as well, but his nature, I think, was rough for others to handle. And I don't think I don't know if the server's ready for a character like that just yet. But I want to play something more stoic anyways. I prefer the stoic nature. Yeah, this hour would be a good time for that. I think with the skill level of some role players, me playing a witty, insulting character, I think is a bit rough for them at the moment. And I think to show them that I'm not just trying to, jab at them. I'll show my range. Play another character who's more stoic, who's a completely different tone, personality type. It must be part of a mod then. Warforged with a similar glitch. How you doing, Warforged? Just good to see you. My boy! This time, we're playing something different. I am a Nord. I am a Nord. I haven't practiced... getting the voices mixed up is hard. I haven't practiced this very well for... I have not practiced this in some time. Yeah, I like Titus a lot too, but I just don't think... I don't think the people understand the character well enough. I think it rubs people the wrong way outside of character. So I think it's probably a safe bet to play something that's not so aggressive until the server matures a little bit and people kind of settle in. Kind of want to build up a trust with my roleplay in the community, you know? I want to make sure my cadence is spoken clearly, that my words are chosen carefully, that I am not to be confused. He does look... I think we will evolve this character as we go. Nord at heart. Make sure I embellish the voice properly and go with a growl to it, and depth to the voice, a stoic nature to Uutdrig Halfsone. The family line destroyed by time and grief. I do not know much of my family's line. We were fairly solitary people, men and women. Served our Jarls rurally, hunted, fought in wars when called to battle. None of my family were men of great names. Soldiers to be seen in the background. Fight honorably amongst your kind, your kin. I live a very hard life.
As the server is very young at this stage, we have the opportunity to set a tone for good RP to take place. Yeah, it has been some time since you left MerethRP some time ago, so take the time to ease back in. Yeah.
I knew, though, I was thinking to myself the last few days, I don't think Titus is what I really wanted to settle into anyways. I really wanted to play something more, sorry, I forgot the word, I'm tired. I want to leave the character made and get a vibe for it. I don't know how long I'm going to stream for. I should probably go to bed here soon. I just had a stroke of creativity. Inspiration. So I really wanted to make something of it. Yeah, I want to play a stoic character, that's for sure. Someone very precise in his speaking. This is the mods in the server. This is how dark it is for everybody at this hour. You know what's funny about the standing stones is they weren't disabled till day one, and the character I just delete actually had the blessing of that stone. I need a two-handed weapon. Yes, of course. But I like immersive lighting. I like things to be really dark and gritty. At this hour, you have to hope to find something of use hidden away in the crevices. What's up, Crystal? Just one. So I deleted Titus. I think I also want to reimagine the character too. I don't think I'm also completely done with his concept in my head. I give him a different kind of angle on the server, and I don't think I fully liked the way it was going for different reasons, but even his look, I figured make him not handsome and see how that feels, because sometimes a gritty, ugly character as with a what's it called, charismatic way of speaking can be interesting, but I was just kind of like, I'm not feeling his like overall look. I do want to go down the route of being a corrupt guard first still. I still want to do that. I want to go down routes like that. My life. Oh. Ugly characters are more realistic. Yeah. I don't like. They don't always need to be handsome. They're kind of fun. I think they also have more personality sometimes, because you know everyone kind of makes their characters look similar. If they're always trying to go for that peak look. I actually might remake this character later because halfway through character creation, I had customized it the way I liked. And then I accidentally removed the settings with one button. Had to start all over, and I kind of not liking the face paint, really. I had a face paint I really liked on the last character. And I did change the eyebrows on it, but I think I need to do more. I need to go work on the face. You should have, before I went live, you should have seen the character I made. He was like a strong-looking Nord, but he definitely looked like somebody who has seen some shit. I mean, this guy has a similar look to what I was going for, but I definitely didn't tweak a lot of the settings, because I kind of was pissed that I lost all of them. I think he looks fine. I might roll with it, who knows. He's got this sad look to his eyes that I like. He looks quiet. Looks like he'd be a quiet man. That's what I like about it. I choose my words carefully. I do not overspeak. Dr. Renedick, let the corruption rise within. Yeah. I'm not really attached to gear, though. You know, I'm always somebody who's over roleplay over gear play. Oh boy. Alright, you want to look at this treasure chest? Oh, it's locked, that's right. I think what this character is going to offer himself as, he's lived a quiet life in the way that it's not quiet as in that away from the city, but not peaceful. You know what I mean? He's done a lot of fighting. He's lived life as a soldier, but of his family out in the hills. Just a lot of like communication through looks and motions. Very little words. Just you knew the body language of your father, your mother. You know, you'd say your thanks here and there, but we mostly sat together as a family, enjoying the beauty of Skyrim, or understanding the labors of our work and being grateful to it, and then enduring the hard labors together silently, the pain we go through. Yeah. He understands the laws of his hold that he belongs to. He understands the Nord laws really well. He actually he himself is more ignorant to the Empire's laws. You know, he's never left Skyrim. He's fought the battles he's fought are skirmishes between other lords. Against bandits. Those are the kind of wars he fought, against creatures, monsters. So if he gets swept up in a big political thing, it'll be interesting to see how he navigates it, and hopefully keeps his head. But he's ignorant in a lot of ways, and he follows the common superstitions. He doesn't trust beast folk. He's not going to be like openly, like, you know how like Gorm was a little more bombastic about it because of the Civil War that happened. This Civil War hasn't happened in this world yet. It's more of like a distrust in the rumors we've heard for Khajiit, being like, you travel with a Khajiit, or say we had two. Say I was traveling with somebody and they wanted to bring along Khajiit. He'd be like, you know, they are known for stealing. I do not trust the Khajiit. But you, my friend, I trust. And if you think you can trust that one, I will at least keep my eye on him until he proves himself trustworthy. Like, he's like that, you know. He'd rather see people prove their honor, but he does follow superstition. He does follow the cultural perspective, because he's not. He's a countryman, you know. He's not raised a thinker. He'll become more of that the more he encounters people and so on. But he's a country boy. He hasn't seen the world. Seems the internet struggling. I think we'll have him live. Should we have him live out near Rorikstead? Is my internet just completely down? You guys, how bad am I lagging? Because
It shows I have 0 internet connection right now to the stream. Rural Nord with real thoughts.
yes, exactly. I really want people to be dumbstruck by my character's just like, I don't see your kind around here very often. What are you doing out here?
You know, he's gonna be like that. Okay, so it might just be. Maybe YouTube's not having connection issues, but Twitch is having connection issues.
It might be a Twitch thing, but I'm checking my internet connection on the thing. It says that's fine. I think Twitch is having an issue. I wonder if Twitch is being attacked. But for the stats, though, wise, he was a big boy. I'd say he was a laborer. He carried things, and then he fought. But he wasn't the carpenter. He wasn't specialized. He helped his father. He helped the people in the village by his strength. But not his skill in those jobs. He was a laborer. He helped dig holes for the farmers to plant seeds and mix the soil right. You know, he carried the bales of hay. He helped harvest it with a scythe. But he wasn't the practitioner. He knows enough, but he's not expert in that stuff. But where do you think we should live? I'm thinking I want to make my home. I like the Markarth region, but I think for a good conflict with Markarth, because Markarth is not a stronghold owned by the Nords, I think I want to make my roleplay kind of this area right here. And then I won't seek out cities then. I'll have to do my trading through people who come through. Because people, like, one thing that's important for RPs, even though the map is small, try to imagine the map as it is long to travel, right? Even though it might not be that long because of the limitation of the size of the map. But imagine like this on a grand scale. Like, imagine if it like actually like DayZ style. Imagine that this journey to here was like 5 hours of, in-game walking. Or jogging, even. I think scale in RP is important, too. It feels too close because of the map's limitation in size, but I think Rorikstead's meant to be more of a rural area. I've grown up in the hills around Rorikstead. My family lived off the land, mostly. My family lived off the land. It is as it said. The land gives, I take from it, and I return to it. I kind of want to be that character that's a gem people find out while traveling. I don't really want him to be a city guy. I want him to pay people to bring him things, you know? I do not have the time to travel to Whiterun. I have much to look after here. But you take 20 gold septum, travel to Whiterun, and purchase me an iron axe, a two-handed iron axe, and return it to me. What is left from the pay is yours. For the you know, big quest giver. Little quest, you know, instead of doing things on my own, I could be a little bit of a quest giver at times too. Just a little bit of a quest giver, guys, you know? Just give some people some fucking things to do, you know what I mean? Fucking just a little bit of a quest giver. What is your true intent? Or do you play games with my mind? You and your fast words. Cheaply spent on loose lips. I'm gonna have a lot of fun playing this guy. I think this really fits my style a lot more. I do like both characters are my style, but I feel like I'm really more natural for this. What's up, Liam Tran? Welcome back, man. Good to see you. How you doing, brother? We're back to that roleplay, this Skyrim roleplay. What brought us all together? I live in the hills around here. I think what I'm gonna do, just because I like to do a simple backstory. I'm gonna what has driven this character out of the hills is that his parents have passed away recently. Old Nords. They lived a strong life, but blessed they were by Talos, Kinnereth, and other strongly more Nord gods. They pass in their sleep together in old age. Aketer believes that perhaps not Sovereign Guard for them, but in the embrace of Kinnereth, back to nature, which is a fine place to be as well. He'd considered, he would assume. Not everyone's meant to be a warrior. So both of them died in their sleep. A lover's death, embraced together. It's as if their souls both knew it was time for them to go. And in their son's heart, he knew this time was coming. No words were spoken on this. But loss is still hard. So I think what we'll do is we'll find a place, like when I really get into the character. We'll shoot a cutscene of it later. See that pyre over there? Maybe I could be standing at the pyre, and he's just, you know, the corpses of his father and mother have burned away already into it, and he's just sitting there, you know. They live their lives. Perhaps, yeah. You know, he still has to wander for work. He can't labor what they were doing, their instruction anymore. He's not like a young Nord, but old Nords live to 60, commonly die around 60. Their lives are shortened, lore-wise, because they were tricked by a god that shortened their lifespan. They used to live as long as elves. All right. I want to find a pirate like this with like no skeevers in it, though. I actually want to get some B-roll footage of that tonight while I'm thinking about it. I want to have a very, like, solemn first episode intro. I'll do something like this, voice-wise. It'll be like... Rest in kind's embrace. You were two of the finest parents a Nordling as myself could ever have asked for. But now it's my time to set forth. Do as you have done. And build a life that will continue on our legacy. Yeah, he looked for a mate. Hopefully we'll find a female role player who isn't cringe and who's willing to do a very stoic, kind of like quiet. I'll ask a female friend of mine that I know and in the community that I think could do that kind of character justice. Like, because it'd be easier for someone to come along who's like quietly spoken, just like he is. I think the only times you will really see this character chatty is out of anger, or explaining the nature of something or the beauty of something. He'll become a bit more chatty. But, he's very few words spoken. I kind of want him to be that character that folks will oddly confide in. But he'll kind of look at you like, why are you to tell me this? Huh? He'd be like that, but out of like, he'd be thinking that. He wouldn't say it to them like insulting. He'd be like, he'd think to himself, why do they open themselves such to a stranger they have not known for years? We've only traveled together for hours, a week even. Not enough time has gone by for us to be considered friends or companions. But if you are a companion, he would see it as a more natural. This is going to be a fun character to play. I look forward to it. I look forward to breaking the creating a different kind of tension in conversation that is opposite to Titus, because Titus created conflict in conversation, where this character will create confusion, maybe awkwardness in conversation, purposely, not like cringely, All right, this is going to be the perfect fire for this. Let's keep the camera angle at a good angle. Make sure the FOV is right. FOV 90. Right, it is correct. That's good. This pyre will do it as long as there's no giants around or mammoths. See, my character will be a little bit more in kin with the giants too, I think. Okay, here we go. Let's record this really quick. Get a good angle from right here. Let's get a shot of this too. We're gonna say what he's thinking in characters in case anybody shows up. We might get some good scenes. May your souls rest in the hands of kind. You may have not found Sophengarde, but that is not a choice I decide for those who pass on. That is things of gods. I am proud to have been your son. You were two fine parents what Nordley could ask for. And I will do your spirit's honor by living my life as I was taught. Rest in kind embrace. Rest in kind embrace. Rest in kind embrace. Just getting the vibe down, guys.
It was good.
This character could actually be a good candidate for a companions guild, but I think he would be a companion that he gets recruited in. Maybe he stays at Yorvaskar sometimes, but his heart and spirit is always called to the nature of Skyrim, so he finds himself always wandering. I can imagine a Nord be like, "Where are you going?" "What do you mean? I am walking." Yeah, it's so stoic. Such stoicism. This is just a bit of treasure. Can I have a bit of treasure? A bit of treasure, please. A handful of it, just to clear off the treasure, please. And we're gonna head up towards Rorikstead, and this is where we're gonna spend our time with this character. Why is it you own land here? Yeah, because a lot of people are role-playing new characters, so I'm going to just go with, like, when people are like, I've been in these hills since I was a boy. So when I see a Khajiit or an Argonian, I think most of them probably are new to the region, just traveling in. And some of those people role-play it out, so I look forward to being like, what possessed you to travel this far? Why have you chosen this path? You are far from home, I would imagine. It is rare to see your kind. Their kind is rare. Airville. So far the RP seems the same, honestly, for the most part, at the moment. But the mods and the systems are much better, and there's a lot more to it. It feels mod-wise on the server. And there are pros and cons of everything. But it's really hard. I'm not like really judging the server this early on right now, by the way. Like any of my criticisms right now, you guys need to know that they are not like criticisms that I'm holding very strongly. Because I think a lot will change. My father taught me. My father taught me. The giants prefer to stick to their own. Leave them be, son. Do not tread in their path, and they will leave you be.
What happened to the other Skyrim server? Does that still continue? It does, Green of Grey. They did release their source code, and they changed the entire server for that launch. That happened like almost 3 months ago. But Green of Grey, welcome in. This is MerethRP, and I think they're all up to par what they need to be doing for the community. So I haven't seen any like licensing problems with this server. Oh, dude, I hope this server really picks up in popularity. I'm starting to really vibe with the idea of this character. I really like getting really good fucking B-roll footage too. I watched your stream before yesterday, and Whiterun is so damn good in Mereth. They have more emotes as well. Most emotes, like some of the emotes aren't working properly, but Bruin's gonna fix that pretty quickly, I imagine. But I have them all, and the cool thing is I have them all bound to a stream deck, so I can actually just push a button and do stuff. Unfortunately, there's a bit of an issue where I go like hide HUD. I can't use them, but if I push this button and go, hey, come on. Oh, that reminds me, I need to shrink this. Maybe if I can I move this? Oh, I can. I think I'd rather have that. Because the character seems always focused on the left of the screen, so if I can kind of keep that farther away, the better. But yeah, so I can like do like an injured pose, wounded to, oh, you know. Point far. I got a whole bunch of them. My favorite one is the walking and talking. Because the other guys were really rather reluctant to follow the license initially, which requires any derivative works of SkyrimRP to be sourced with the same license.
Honestly, with their behavior, it doesn't surprise me. I think there's a lot of problems with the way Kazal's run, and it's obvious. There's a lot of problems the way it's run, and the individuals who are responsible for these problems, I think, have a bit of an ego involved with it. Maybe stubbornness, maybe a lack of care, or there's a lot. It's I don't even know what to call it exactly. It's incompetence. And it's kind of funny and sad to see, like, they had this lightning in a bottle, and it is the bottle, they forgot to cap it, man. It's just fucking flying out the top right now.
Yeah, there has always been a bit of cringe, but I think people like Sinnix RP here, then it will dissipate a bit more. Yeah.
There has been a lot of cringe.
Holier and better than you opinion, the vibe I get from them.
I haven't really looked around Rorikstead too much, but I want to give Rorikstead a good look about. My character's got so his last name Halfsone is actually a family insult and cursed last name that was forced upon them for generations ago, and it's a shame for what an ancestor did. I haven't decided what the ancestor's shame was, but I think part of his quest could be to find a new name for himself. To his family, he's the last son of his family. He has no other relatives. His parents have died. I think one of his goals would be to forge a new name, giving himself a new name of change. Break the lineage of Halfsone. Take the name of his wife, even though some might see that as insult, you know. But he'd look for a strong wife, a Nord wife, of course. Yeah, dude. The more I talk to Bruin, he feels like a real guy, you know. He gets it. Easy to communicate with. Easy to just chat. Let's build them. Yeah, this is Rorikstead. It's got a little, like, you know, Thane out here in charge of Rorikstead. I think it would be really good to, when a Thane shows up here, my character will, like, come out of the hills and be like, I know much has changed in the times you're around Rorikstead. My parents have passed on recently, and I want to reinitiate my oaths, my fealty to the Thanes in this region, and my fealty to the Jarl of Whiterun. Dude, let's get into some MerethRP, guys. For the biggest place you're gonna find all the fucking skooma you could ever want, dude. Like us Khajiit here are red eyes to purple, brother. Skooma here, boys. Skooma's here. Oh, God, the haze, brother. Yes, exactly. I think it's going to be a really good idea to go with, this kind of like a very lowly peasant. He's a warrior, but he's a peasant. He is of no importance to any nobility in the region. He can make himself of importance through his deeds and so on. Very fun start to everything. Very modest start. Nothing like some good old MerethRP. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, please like. Definitely subscribe. And, it's really early on the server, so there's not really anyone online right now. So we're not sure if we're going to run into anybody at this hour. This is kind of like a dead hour. Yeah, this is really chill. I like the vibe out here, too. And I like the mod they did at this place. Yeah. Also, another thing I was noticing, too, that kind of also was pushing me towards playing a Nord, is the amount... Even though a lot of people said they are going to be playing a Nord at launch, it doesn't seem like everyone who is playing a Nord is actively playing just yet, because some people said they were waiting for the server to have a few more days into it, a few more fixes and mods. I noticed a severe lack of Nords, so I figured, okay, I think I have to make a Nord. There's a lot of other races that are popping up more than the Nords are. I've seen a good chunk of Nords, more Nords than you would see in like Khazal, but it's definitely the ratio seemed a bit off still. I'm gonna go get some food really quick, IRL, and I'm going to get a drink and be right back. my belly. Ate some croissants with with some kind of like cream cheese in the middle, strawberry flavored. But the cool thing with the server, it's set in the time zone I'm in, so I'm really happy about that personally. It's a really nice thing. It is in the setting of 4E 185, so it makes sense to be so. Mereth strives to be more lore accurate. The intent is to have more Nords and province. Jarls of holds definitely have to be Nords, yeah. I think I really want to help facilitate that, especially early on as the server's growing. This character could be subject to anything. He is currently wandering. My Guardian's backstory is he was sent to Skyrim by the Hist in a coming-of-age tribe to walk the lands of his ancestors. Interesting. 9 p.m. UK time. I've been playing from 9 to 12 p.m. Average about 100 people. Yeah. Because right now it's, it's 5 a.m. for me, and the game you can see is starting to get a little lighter. I don't know, a little bit at least. Oh, people are starting to get on now. We had 21 people online. Okay. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to look around the region here. I want to find a place that we can call his little home. If you're new, by the way, welcome in. I hope you guys are in for a long run of some immersive RP, some storytelling, and it's probably going to be an emotional ride as well. If you guys are there, who've seen a character grieve before, I want to tell an emotional story at that. There's a little Forsworn camp here. I think my character would be one of those Nords that has, you know, he has awareness of Forsworn. Help me understand the Forsworn right now at this time period, lore-wise, because I'm not super familiar. I think they still have their hold, and the tensions haven't gone so high because of the actions of Uutdrig. So I'm pretty sure that Markarth is controlled by the Reach folk. I think my character would you'd be cautious of them, but he'd be one of the few Nords at the moment living so close to them that he would trade with them. What's up, Trap Gold? How you doing? Welcome in, man. Good morning. I haven't slept. Yeah, I read about Reachman. I know that. I just don't remember what the perspective is, what the temperature is for those characters yet. You know what I mean? What they think of things, what people think of them right now. Thank you for the 10 gold jewels. Thank you for the treasure. I gotta look up some of the lore there. I want to make sure I'm being accurate in my thoughts about them as a character. But as a hill folk, he can have a bit of a different perspective. He's like, Reach folk, they are dangerous, but you show them respect, they show you respect. You push it, you will find a fight. Fucking scared the crap out of me. You die of poisoning? I don't think it's the case that the further you are, the less you care about the Reach folk. Just listen to rumors. Dude died because of Nordic aura. Just too much aura. I flexed a peck and his fucking brain popped. He had an aneurysm from a boner. Take care, Phyrexian. I look forward to running into your character, man. How you guys all doing, dude? Good morning. I should really be going to bed, but I'm feeling so wide awake. I also did some shrooms earlier today, so that probably helps with it a little bit. The lack of not wanting to sleep. Feeling the spiritual ancestors of a Nord warrior. My warrior heritage is mine. I wonder what the respawn rate on things. Because I remember the first day I played, right, when the launch happened, there was creatures everywhere. I wonder if they've all been killed and the respawn rate's like really, really low. Shrooms! Yeah. The good stuff. I love me some shrooms. I walk Kyne's green earth every day. I walk Kyne's green earth every day. Like, the hard part of having this creator's voice, I don't want him to sound too old. I also want him to sound youthful at the same time. I should probably be trying to do a Nord accent like this. That's what I want to do. But I also want to do it in a very stoic way, which I think this sounds just right. Unfortunately, I sometimes lose the voice if I'm not thinking about it carefully. It is a voice I have not practiced enough of. And as long as I enunciate my voice, I think this will work perfectly for Uutdrig Halfsone. Maybe. I kind of wanted to. I also like to do a Nord's, to do a Nord's voice deeply. It's a hard thing to do because it naturally wants to be a little high pitch. I'll work on it. This is a new voice. It's fun. I haven't like really done this practice. It's exciting to create and form a new voice and speech pattern. It's really hard to get into and grow. Maybe a little melancholic young Nord. He is going to be a little, you know, what's the word? Gloomy. In a way that is like he mourns the loss of his parents, but is proud that they lived a full life. Nords lived to about 60, you know? Nords live short lives. And he's heartbroken to be without him. And he has no family left. Of his bloodline, he's the last. And that's been that way for a long time for his family members. Few sons, few daughters. They don't always make it. Most don't leave home because we live in the hills and there's kind of a loyalty and family bond that's really strong because we rely on each other so hard. And not many of his kin of his family line have really ever been pulled into what's it called? Society, like the bigger cities, because they've always felt a strong duty to their family, strong, you know, like honor for that stuff. Isgamor, and the 500 companions happened after the original Nords mixed with the elves and created Britain. Some went to south and became imperial. The Reachmen are the Reachmen are from Nord ancestry, mixed with elves, and the offspring were Breton. The Night of Tears happened to the original Nord's towns, and they fled back to Altmora, regrouped, and became back with the 500. At what point were the Nord's lifespan cut? Because I know one of the gods, one of their old gods that are kind of forgotten now, that there's a trickster god that's a snake, tricked one of the Nord leaders into giving up the half of like the lifespan of all Nords, because they used to live to like 120 or something like that, or higher, and that's why Nords live a really short life compared to like where like an Imperial could live to 80, 90. Nord lives only to 50, 60, you know? If they live beyond that, it's aided by magic or some other force. Not all humans from tomorrow. Also, I know Nords aren't regular humans. They appear, but Nords were breathed in by Kine and her breath. They are kin to elves because they didn't form like other men. They've taken the appearance of men, but they are not menfolk. They don't know that at this point in society and lore, but I'm pretty sure Nords were breathed in, were created by Kinnereth specifically. When she breathed the mountains and the life and the wind. That's why Nords have a strong resistance to cold. They have this connection to the voice that other menfolk don't have. Is because of the gifts of Kinnereth. And I'm not talking about the way of the voice from the dragons. I'm talking like specifically Nords are really in tune with the way of the voice in general, the breath, breathing, because Kinnereth breathed life into the area of Skyrim, to the regions of Skyrim, along with the plants, the trees, and the animals that inhabit this area uniquely. And with that, the Nords were breathed into existence by Kinnereth. And so, like, their entire cultures are, the reason Nords really love bards, honeymead, everything to do with the throat, the breath, is really ingrained in their culture. Another thing too is, like, the reason they were so like keen to pick up the voice that shout back at the dragons, and with the aid of Kinnereth able to learn it, was because it was so closely in tune with them and the way they exist. It could be their diet as well. A whole bowl of salt used for one rabbit leg. Also, they are bound to trickster gods much more sure Lorcan than other men. Yeah, it's because they made deals with them, and they got tricked by them quite often. You let one man make a deal with a god and it affects your entire race. Holy shit. Imperials alone can act as moth priests, lore-wise. Shit, dude, that's crazy. Yeah. Why would you disturb the Greybeards? They live in solitude high upon High Hrothgar. A peaceful life. A life not to be disturbed by the likes of us. I look forward to playing this character more and speaking very candidly, very stoically, very carefully. His words are chosen. His words are chosen carefully. Carefully. I labor here hard, beneath the Thane, to provide crops for Whiterun. I'm just trying to think of, like, I don't know. I'm like just role-playing scenarios out my head, guys. It's being a little crazy here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I think it would be a fun thing is I'm going to live in this area and people ask me what I'm doing here. It's like, me. I am from Rorikstead. I live in the hills. But my service is to the Thane here, and to the Jarl of Whiterun and her holdings. And to her holdings. I am at your service, my Thane. My lord. My Thane. One thing I like to ask chat for help with is, like, if you think of sayings that roll off in a very, like, Nordic vibe, let me know, because I will use them. Of course, in the English version, but something that would fit, like, the Nords of Skyrim as well, because it's based off of Nordic history, thematically. I do what I can for Rorikstead's Thane. I am pledged to him. I want to renew my pledges to the Thane of Rorikstead. My parents have passed on. I'm left with their name only. And I want to ensure that I am serving and not wasting away. That my body and my mind might be serviced to a greater purpose. I think what we'll do is we'll hang around Rorikstead for a bit. I don't think there's a Thane out here, but we'll have like a walk to Whiterun. And we'll go into Dragon's Reach, speak with any of the court, and then ask... who knows? I'll have to think on it a bit, what I want to do. Uutdrig Halfsone. There we go. Uutdrig Halfsone. It would be cool to have the next game in Hammerfell. I don't know how they're going to tackle Shihal, Soul Swords, where Red Guards can form a piece of their own soul into a weapon. Ooh, that sounds very cool. I didn't know that about Red Guards. Dude, I have no idea. Like, I'm really curious where the next one is going to be at. And hopefully, I really hope the next Fallout and the next Elder Scrolls will be handled properly. I heard that the next Fallout's being given to Obsidian to work on, too. Oh. We found some leather bracers, chat. Hey, we got a little bit of gear. Look at that. Then we got some potions of haggling. You're haggling for 10% better prices. Would you look at that, chat? Use that on a vendor. I'm actually going to give it to somebody as like a gift. You are good. I'm going to have someone go buy an axe for me, okay? A traveler gave me this potion. He said if you drink it, you'll be better at haggling with merchants. Perhaps this is what you need for a better deal. Like he fell for like a trick of snake oil. That'd be good. So the server has 1,000 slots. By the way, someone advertised me something recently, another server. I haven't looked into it yet. But they say the server
can support 4,000 concurrent players. It's a pretty big like claim, right? 200 plus mods and stuff like that, 100 plus RP modes. I haven't joined the Discord yet. The crazy thing is they only have like 300 members. They have 238 members. So I'm like, it's a really big claim for a server like that to make.
That I got invited to.
I haven't joined the Discord at all, but I see the invite. I was just kind of like to myself, that is a bold claim. See where that server, I'll keep an eye on the server, see where it goes. But 4,000, that's crazy if you can get that to work. Redguard's special unit is called Sword Singer. They can take a splinter of their own soul, form a weapon, and use it as easily as their own thoughts. They are known as the Weapon Masters of Tamriel. Interesting. Mind over weapon. It would be called a... Yeah. Only Anzi, Sword Singer, aka Sword Masters, can create soul swords. Not all Redguards can do so, only a select few. Furthermore, this sword trade died off gradually. NSS sword singers were a myth by the 4th era.
Dude, I love you lore guys, because I get deep into lore. And I've watched a lot of lore videos on Skyrim back in my day, but the content did not stick in my head, so it's like I'm relearning everything too.
They're probably a bit OP because Redguards defeated Thalmor alone. Ooh.
Let's look at some more of these buildings. You guys, I want to say he lived in the hillside. I'm going to say he did most of his work in the hillside, but I want to say he lived in Rorikstead. Because I already ran around. I didn't really see any structures that seemed like it would be good for, like, be considered the home of this character. Unfortunately. I think it would be fun to try to get this kid to join the companions. I think that would be the goal. Because I said I'd love to be a warrior with a two-handed axe, and I think training a lot in the yard would be like an important thing. But he'll like I think that's the idea I'm gonna go for. Like he'll join the companions, spend time there, but spend a lot of time in the hills, you know, back and forth. I am in need of a new axe. How much for an iron axe? How much? How much for an iron axe? How much for an iron axe?
Yeah, it's pretty cool too, yeah.
I got inspired at such a late hour for a roleplay, and nobody's awake. We're gonna go to Whiterun. We're gonna get just a little bit of RP just to see how people vibe with this character. And then we'll go back to Rorikstead and spend most of the time around Rorikstead during the more popular hours of the day. You know, here's another thing I'm going to do. When I see Travis on the road, he's just going to stop when he's by himself. He's just going to watch him carefully pass. If they ask him why, he'll be like, I was taught to always watch a stranger with a keen eye in case they wish to try something funny. As they wish to harm you with trickery.
You can also call them the left-handed elves. There was a reason that Ukanda original continent of the Red Guard sunk a forbidden sword singer technique in the war against the sinistral elves. Dwemer, a last resort, they split an atom with the blade.
Oh my god. That's crazy. It's actually really fucking cool. That's actually really fucking cool. It's like, well, might as well make it a nuclear explosion. Kind of selfish to just be like, I'm gonna blow up. Swiggity Sweetie, it's good to see you, man. Long time no see, brother. I feel like we're all reuniting. Reuniting, finally. Gorm was lost, but now we have Uutdrig Halfsone. Uutdrig. I am Uutdrig Halfsone. I do want to shoot a bit of B-roll footage really quick. There we go. Dick, it's been pretty decent. I gotta turn streamer mode back on my YouTube, on my Discord. I forgot to turn that back on when I was editing things. I forgot how to turn streamer mode back on. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, the only two races that are guaranteed to respawn after the end of the Kalpa are Red Guards and the Argonians. Argonians are the grandchildren of the Hist, one of the two original Elder Gods. Not the Hist, Sithis. Derp, my bad. Brain fart.
What do you think will be the primary enemy of the next mainline game?
I'm not sure when they're gonna. I honestly hope they go really big with the next Elder Scrolls and actually just try to do the whole, like if they did all of Tamriel with multiple different struggles going on at once, or like a bigger chunk of Tamriel of multiple different continents having struggles, or like kingdoms on a grander scale with crazier travel time. It'd be really cool to see and explore, especially with this RP stuff.
I think the next game gonna be like a falling out with the Red Guards and the Empire slowly collapsing, and more of their realms getting independence from them. I'm on the mobile, so I gotta choose between typing fast and spelling correctly. No worries, man.
Yeah, I think I should probably take a nap for a bit, so I'm not super tired later, and hop in when the server has picked up. But I did want to see, I wanted to run into somebody for a little bit to kind of like test my voice out with this character. Well, walk out of the town. See, we will come in. Let's see if anybody comes across us and they want to talk. The issue about this character, he's not really a chatty type, you know. So we're gonna have some difficulty there making friends if we're gonna be immersed with the character and the way he acts. Correct me if I'm wrong, isn't the server also gonna have like an afterlife thing for your character when he dies? Hux, please. Could not steal this. Oh. My dream game would be taking place in the Black Mars 30 years later, with the Empire collapsed and having to seek refuge against the Thalmor. You play as a diplomat of the Empire working out a deal. That would be interesting too. Yeah. I just want to see, like, honestly, I gotta check it out though. I want to roleplay on Fallout. I want to see a good Fallout RP server come out for this stuff, but I also want to see like a newer, you know, Bethesda game for Elder Scrolls come out that gets mods like this one day, because this has really opened up the possibilities for different kinds of roleplay on games you didn't think would be possible to roleplay on. You know, now the hunger in the audience is there for it, so imagine like what could come in the future. I think I'm gonna die a very happy old man in my life. You know, once my kids have gone off to college, me and my wife get old, I will live a youthful life in roleplay and be very happy with my full plugged-in VR headset, fully plugged into the Matrix, as being gleefully happy running around as a Nord or something. Let's see if we can get some RP of them. They're going into the city. I'll see what they're like. See if they'll talk to me. Interesting. Somebody's invisible around me. I saw like a little name tag thing pop up when I hovered over them. Interesting. Could be a vampire at this hour. Fallout RP could be doable. I mean, I don't know if it's possible, but a total of conversion of mods could be done Fallout 4, and a completely map could be made just for the RP world. Yeah.
There's a horn again.
Kind protects.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Do you know of any followers of Kain, or priests or priestesses as such? We come here with her blessing. She defended us from the mad god and set us on the task of finding her priests and priestesses.
I have not seen a priestess of Kain this day, or should I say, this night.
The Horn of Kain sounds.
We must hurry. I think she guides us, my friend. Thank you, though, my friend. Should you meet anybody, do send them to Dawnstar.
Send them to Dawnstar, friend, please.
Are you sure you're not being made fool?
We are sure. We were defended
We
by a
are-
servant of the Mad God. He attempted to accost me and my fellows, and she took him from the sky and slammed him into the ground before her temple, before ridding us of any curses of his. We are sure.
This is truth. This is truth.
Then perhaps you are
If you
blessed.
question as such, indeed. If you question as such, my friend, merely you must ask yourself as to why an Ultima of all would be singing the praises of Kain, a god of man.
I am not wise to these such matters, but I'm sure the gods know what are in their own minds.
Indeed. We must hurry on. I believe her horn is to guide us, but again, should you meet any followers or any priests, please do send them to Dawnstar.
I might do this thing.
Thank you, my friend. Kind guide.
Thank you. Be safe. Kain protects.
We'll head towards the Gilder Green and to the Skyforge and to the temple.
Chicos, must we make...
And now, I am curious.
It's an old thing, this.
Strong, old, resilient, like all the people of Skyrim, you, me, and the roots below.
Indeed. Would not surprise you if this is Bathor Kanathi before these other depictions of such. This is of Kain. We will seek out priests and priestesses here, I think. Where her influence is as strong as it is at home, if not stronger.
This year is proof that whatever may occur, there will always be the touch of Kain and the people of Skyrim on these lands.
Yes. What say you, Eric? Shall we stay here a while and seek out all of the followers that we can gather?
That is a worthwhile quest, right here in Whiterun.
Yes. I will do what I can to approach the court should I encounter any, and let them know that, well, why we are here.
If we bring the presence of Kain through a priest or priestess, that influence of the realms beyond, that which we cannot speak in the dark, that which haunted us on the road, it will cease. I know it in my heart.
Yes. The influence of the Mad God only grows because the influence of Kain is struggled without her followers. Hopefully, once we establish enough of a priesthood in Dawnstar, we can be rid ourselves of the foul creature.
Whatever happens, if we fall or otherwise, I'm glad to do it at Dawnstar with y'all. All of these good people. It shan't happen.
Thank you, my friend. Shall Shall we also make for the Skyforge?
Aye. I've only heard of it. It would be nice to see it for the first time.
Indeed, indeed.
Who claims this home up here on this here hill?
From what I read, this is the home of the companions. The holding game.
I wonder if it really was Kine or a trickster god. People say lots of things. You never know if they are telling the truth or believe they are. Wish the folded arms emote was working and other stances RPs are working. The problem with this character, he's definitely not one to speak to a stranger first, usually, unless they're interfering in some way or in the way or whatever, you know? He just kind of look at you like, I did not see your kind all too often. Why is it you are here? You know, it's crazy. I'm on Skyrim now. Playing a Nord. How you been, Sinnix? I've been good. What's up, Tariq Weber Bird? How you doing, man? You're a good friend. Uutdrig. 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 Uutdrig Halfsone. Uutdrig Halfsone. I wish these were smaller. Like, really shrink down the to the side. Never seen MerethRP before. I usually watch Kazal, just found out MerethRP yesterday. What's up, Carly Valor? Welcome in. Server soft launched 5 days ago. This is, you know, it's the first week through pretty much. And I played a character. What is going on up here? I heard threats of death.
Hello. Oh, sorry. I was just trying to test my voice for things because I've noticed there's problems with speaking. It's appearing a bit too loud.
Why would you need to?
I'm just testing. Yeah, sorry. I just wondered. Because I'm looking at various things, various
I will leave you to this.
Yes, I'm just trying to find out if it's too loud or not.
I will leave you to it. He fucking broke character, technically. I just testing my voice. I'll walk away from that. The RP is like similar to Kazal at the moment, like quality-wise. Mods and the world is like 100% better than Kazal, I'd say. Maya looks like a bit like Ragnar. Your Nord's been hitting that test. No Van Buren has set to be in DC, aka original company heads for Fallout 3. I don't even know. I kind of lost track of what's going on in chat there, guys. Yeah, I was playing Imperial for a bit. It's just, I think I really want something different and go back to the Imperial later. But I deleted him for now. It's really early in the morning for the server right now, so we don't get 100 plus people for another like 5 hours. Well, more like the 10 hours now that I think about it. But I wanted to test out my voice with this character and run into some people. It seems that one guy inside the building back there, he's alright at RP, but he's very long-winded. Oh, passive feature Fallout RP? Hell yeah. How you doing, Carly? Welcome in. I used to play Gonzal, but I got banned from it from Whitelist. I played a character named Gorm Ironwill. I was the master of iron to Markarth. Then I was promoted to Baron of Karthwasten. But unfortunately, matters had changed to to darker. I'm losing train of thought, voice, whatever. But I played there for a bit, but Kazal's going downhill. So hopefully, Mereth, from what I understand, is aiming to be more of a quality over quantity RP server. They want the quantity, but they're gonna rather get the quality first. Yeah. It's like incompetence, man. I don't know. Their loss, as I see it. But when I was banned, they said I was unfit for their community. They said that I did not understand fear roleplay. I had no value for life. But how can you value one's life when you're being stream sniped, I say. Yeah, quality RP is where it's at. Honestly, I think they had captured lightning in a bottle, but forgot to put the cap on the bottle, and are fumbling the jar right now, and the jar is going to hit the ground and break, and the thunder is going to go everywhere, and there's going to be a bunch of guys showing up with different bottles to catch the lightning. You know what I mean? They grew a bit too fast. It's difficult to manage 2,000 people across all 3 servers and have consistent moderation. There's ways to do it. They just chose not to do it the right way. Turths. I've seen so many crazy good servers. And some of the people in the staff on that server have been a part of really large servers. They know how to handle that stuff. But I think the lack of transparency, the hastiness of banning, there's a lot of good role players that are just having issues there. I met a lot of cool people though. I had a really cool story going there before I got banned. But then I got stream sniped, and I figured I'm just gonna fucking log off and make a ticket about it. But you know, that's how I got handled. But I think MerethRP is here to pick up the pieces. There's also a bunch of other RP servers popping up now. I'm looking forward to see how that evolves. We are to head back to Rorikstead, where I will be calling it home. I'll give you guys a little bit of a backstory on this character while we're gonna head there and then probably log out. Uutdrig Halfsone, he is from a family bloodline that's been disgraced on this side of the family. I haven't gotten into the exact reasons. Yeah, I haven't figured out in character how I want this reason to be. For now, he'll just describe it as, I do not wish to utter the words that brought shame onto my family. But his father and mother were good people. And this like Halfsone last name is kind of a cursed, not cursed, but like a shamed last name given to his family. And he's the last of the last name right now. His parents have passed on peacefully, and he burned them on a pyre as they would want. And he's kind of left on his own to figure out how he wants to, you know, sorry, I got heartburn. He needs to figure out how he's going to carry on their legacy and what he's going to do as a man now with nothing to attach him to. My parents may not have gone to Sovngarde, but I'm not the one who decides these fates. But the most I can hope that they are now in Kind's embrace. They lived full and good lives. They were honest, simple folk, and I were proud to call them my parents. But now I am to find my own path. Figure out where my destiny lies. I do not wish to become stagnant. I must keep my hands busy. Must honor my oaths to Thanes and Jarls of Rorikstead, Whiterun. I kind of got inspired this night. I've been thinking about a character like this for a while, and I decided finally, like, actually, this is what I want to play over Titus. And I'm excited to see where it goes. Starting off as a simple peasant man who's, you know, fought in skirmishes for Thanes and Jarls. Never went to join the Empire for war. You know, he's fought bandits, he's fought beasts and things like that. He's always been a big lad. You know, he did a lot of, you know, labor for his family. He never really picked up carpentry or anything like that, but he was really good at swinging a sword and an axe. And part of his goals right now is to, you know, fuck, what's the word for it? He's looking to re-honor his oaths. You know, to remind himself and to solidify his position either in Rorikstead or wherever any of the council or fuck, I'm thinking, dude, I had the word in my head. I'm so tired, guys. I'm sorry. We're gonna get back to work, so I'm gonna get off. But he wants to renew his oaths. Essentially, he wants to reappear because he's lived out in the village. He's lived out on the hillsides for a long time. He's sparsely seen. His parents were a little more known than he was. He was just like quiet, strong help. And he wants to make sure there's confidence in him from his lords that he will serve faithfully and honorably. So he wants to essentially renew his vows and his oaths to Rorikstead and to Whiterun, because that's where he is a citizen of, is Whiterun, and its villages. God, I started to do that a little hard, but it is. I haven't slept yet, and it's 6 a.m. So I'm gonna hang out Rorikstead here. I ran all the way to Whiterun at this hour because that's where people would go, and I wanted to test the voice out and roleplay with some people. But I think we'll get a lot more interaction in a couple of hours. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna log out over here. I'm gonna go get some sleep. We're gonna come back in like 6 to 10 hours. And get into some RP. I'm also going to contact some of my friends in the RP community. I think I want to find someone to play this character's love interest who's not going to be cringe. And see if we can get a cool little duo going. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Carly Valor, I upload you regularly to YouTube as well. I like to edit the series of characters I play into episodic episodes with like a intro, previously on, and currently, and then with a to be continued at the end. I like to add music and scenes with B-roll footage and add a bit of dialogue. Hell yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. I know we kind of ran around and didn't really do anything for 2.5 hours, but I got really inspired to make the character. I wasn't fully feeling I was ready to play Titus yet on this server. I don't think the server was really ready for Titus either. So I wanted to play a different character to kind of show another side of my range for voice acting and playing characters. Yeah, I'm going to take a good nap. See y'all later. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being awesome. Bye-bye.